Okay, I think I have just enough time today to do 5.5, so you'll notice same shirt once again. I just tried to crank out most of this chapter on the same day so I could get those uploaded into Canvas for you guys. So 5.5 talks very specifically about the sum and the difference of perfect cubes. It does have a formula and we do use it, and it is like we go straight through the formula. So this is one where you absolutely use the formula every single time. And once you figure out what is being cubed, what the A is and what the B is, you just plug it in. So you'll notice that I have two hints over here. Number one, ask yourself what is being cubed. And number two, you're going to divide those exponents by 3. So you want to have that in your notes. But first, what is a perfect cubed? Well, a perfect cube happens when we multiply a number by itself 3 times. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that is 6. But it's not when you think about it. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So this column here, these are the perfect cubes. 4 times 4 times 4. 5 times 5 times 5. 6, 6, 6. Oops, that doesn't sound good. 7, 7, 7 times 7 times 7. 8 times 8 times 8, 9 times 9 times 9, and 10 times 10 times 10. Now, I will tell you, I, again, can't speak on my math lab, so I would write all those down for quick and easy reference. I tend to keep most of my problems in this range, all right? So I try to just, if you just recognized 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, and 216, and maybe 1,000, you would be able to do 90% of the problems that I would ever create on a test. All right. So 2 questions. We're going to figure out what's being cubed. We're going to divide our exponents by 3 because it's going to be something to the 3rd power. That's what makes it a perfect cube. And then we're just going to plug it into our formula. So here we go. And we don't even, there's not a lot of different things that happen here. So other than a GCF and changing up the exponent, they're all more or less the same. So we have x to the 3rd times 125. So you need to think about what is the A and what is B. All right, so what is being cubed here? What's being cubed here is x, because x to the 3rd, that's almost so easy it'll confuse you. And what is b? 5 to the 3rd is 125. So a is x and b is 5. And this is plus. So we're going to follow this first line right there, and I'm literally just going to plug it in. So a is x. So when I see an a, I'm going to write down an x. So x plus b is 5. The next piece says a squared. So when I square this, I'm going to get x squared minus 5 times a times b. Now this just looks awkward. So we're going to make sure we write the 5 first. Plus 5 times 5 is 25. And that's it. Let's do it again. You just look at you literally just look at the formula. Let's do x to the 6th minus 64. So I'll switch this one up just a little bit. divide the exponent by 3 because we're talking about perfect cubes. So if I go 6 divided by 3, the a is x squared. And off to the side, I'll explain that in a different way. Using those exponent rules, this is why it works. And 64 is 4 times 4 times 4. So the b is 4. And I'm going to follow the formula that uses the negative. So I'm going to use that one right there. So a minus b, x squared minus 4. This part right here is a little tricky, and I don't want to mess up my formula, so I'll bring it off to the side. It's x squared, but it says right here we're going to use a squared, so it's x squared squared, and then we'll write that there. And now this time, this is plus, so plus 4x squared, plus, the back part says square the b, so 4 times 4 is 16, and we're done. The only way we're going to do 2 more, the only way we're going to make it more difficult is if we have a GCF, or if we have coefficients that aren't 1 in both of those spots. So if I have a GCF, or if I have more than one variable. So let's do more than one variable and a GCF. So let's do something like this. Maybe, I'm sorry, my apologies here. Let's do maybe 16y to the 3rd. That will work. Okay, so let's divide, I think, 1 second, I think you're okay. I don't think it'll bother me. All right, so we're going to pull that 2 out. We're going to have this. This 2 is just going to continue. And then you have to ask yourself, what is the A and what is the B? What is being cubed? Well, here, x is being cubed. So A is equal to x. Here, what is being cubed? Well, 2y is being cubed because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and y to the 1st times 3 is y to the 3rd. So, my a is x, my b is 2y. Plug it into the formula right here on the top. So that 2 is going to come straight down. It's going to be x plus 2y, and then x squared minus, now here we're going to multiply those. So we're going to multiply the a and the b together. If I multiply these two things, do not write in your final answer x to y. Put it in the proper order. So 2xy, and if I square this, now I can kind of make a mess. If I square that in the back, because it says b squared, in the back, 2 times 2 is 4, and y times y is y squared. Let's just do one more, and I apologize if there's background noise. If you guys have kids at home, maybe you're realizing, if you're at home doing school and your kids are at home doing school, everyone just has to work together and be a little patient. So let's do one more, and of course in my babbling, I erased the formula. So let's do something like that. This would be hands down as hard as it would get. Can't speak on how many times this, I would never put this one on a test, but you might see it on your homework. So give it a shot if you want to pause here. It is a positive. So I will rewrite the formula real quick, fast forward. even if this was not an online setting, I would not make any student memorize the perfect cubes. Okay, so what is being cubed? What is the A? Well, in this first case, it would be 5x. And what is being cubed here? It would be 2 and a y. And so in this case, we're just going to plug it in. So the first parenthesis is not really the tricky part. The tricky part comes in this back piece. So it says I'm going to square the A. So 25x squared. And then I'm going to multiply the A and the B. So I'm going to multiply those two things, and the sign in front is negative. So that's going to be 10xy. And then the back piece is b squared. So I'm going to take this right here and multiply it by itself for a 4y squared, and close up my parentheses. All right, congratulations. You're at the end of all the different types of factoring that you need to know. And so there isn't anything left like waiting for you around the corner. These are all the different varieties of factoring that you will see. And there's only one more lesson in this chapter. So stay tuned.